Community Viewpoint.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment, and welcome once again. And we have some special guests with us today. They've come from all the way in California, that way. We have Steve Jarvis and Kate Fosselman. They are going to be talking about a documentary film that you directed and produced.
Correct.
And it's called The Women in the Sand. It's a story of Death Valley's original people. And those are the, let's see if I get it right, the Tshimba Shoshone?
Timbisha Shoshone.
Timbisha.
Right. That was close. But tell us a little bit about the film, why you made it, and a little bit about the people themselves.
Okay.
Please.
I'll
Sure.
start out, but I want Kate to be... Kate is the editor and my partner in this whole project, and
Happens to
we
be my
struggled,
husband,
and
too.
we're married. Yeah, we struggled our way through it. We decided together that we wanted to do something that would benefit society in some way, in the form of a film, and we're kind of looking for an opportunity, and we happened to be in Shoshone, California, for Old West days, and there was a number of people making presentations at the little museum there. One of them was a woman by the name of Barbara Durham. She was the history officer for the Timbisha at that time. In fact, she is again now. And she put on a wonderful little presentation with photographs and told just briefly the story of this incredible tribe, small, very tiny tribe in Death Valley. And I was like on the edge of my seat, and I thought, maybe I should talk to this woman if we can.
Yeah.
Long story short, we ended up meeting Pauline Steves in the village about a month later. And she was chopping firewood for her wood stove.
Really?
Yes. And she was, at that time, she was maybe 90, something like that.
Yes, yeah.
Smile from one side of her face, just this open,
Absolutely
wonderful woman.
Beautiful woman, yeah.
Found out later she's a pretty feisty gal, so we were lucky that she was willing to even talk to us. And I
understand the film is about that too, about them being feisty.
Yes, it worked great for us as filmmakers, because the two women, Pauline Steves, the activist, the fighter for her tribe and for eventually indigenous people all over the world. She spoke at the United Nations. She traveled to New Zealand, and this woman lives in a small single wide trailer still in Death Valley, in the little village right at Furnace Creek.
Right next door to it.
And her sister-in-law, Maddie, sensitive, quiet artist. She was a basket maker. They make incredible baskets that are worth thousands and thousands and thousands.
Her
of
grandmother was one of the very, very famous basket makers. Her name was Stina Dock, and she has beautiful pieces in several museums. At one point, the Southwest Museum had one of the starts of the basket that's now up at the Eastern California Museum. So, but they're all over, and they're beautiful, absolutely amazing baskets.
What was great about it, a lot of people had tried to get to know these women. We were just very lucky, and I was very lucky because Kate bonded with these two women immediately.
Oh, I love them.
It just opened. It was sort of a bad guy, good guy. Kate was the good guy because I was demanding. I was trying to get to. We took a long time to shoot the film. We knew it was to be about Pauline and Maddie and the tribe and their struggle to save the culture, which is really, as it turns out, not surprising. A number of cultures across the country are going away. These Native American cultures are struggling, but they have worked for years, and together with a couple of other elders. One of them was Grace Goad, who's a wonderful character you'll see in the film. Women in the Sand is 73 minutes. It's It is, it's a labor of love, and we just.
Oh, I just love them. They're just, both of them really, in some ways, just taught me so much. I was so fascinated with some of the stories that they would tell. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't get that on film, but it's still marvelous. And the cooking and the basket making and the herbs, and it was just so much fun to learn so much. And they just really opened up. So
another interesting thing about it that goes along with that we discovered and made us even more excited about the potential for this film is that because the Timbisha, Pauline, both of them raised in the community, in the...
Oh, there's some pictures of
here we are. This is Yuba Crater, which is actually, by the Timbisha, considered the origin location where the Timbisha people came from. Was this, and we have here the Zabriskie Point. Is that right?
These are mountains way beyond just where you would normally go to. When you go to the Zabriskie Point, it's really amazing. But these ribbons of colors is just so representative of the.
There's an example of one of the more simple utilitarian baskets. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's a water basket.
Yes, yes.
But as you can see, Death Valley is a very unique place and very stark, and not many people came there. So the interesting thing for us was that these two women, particularly Pauline, but both of these women grew up in the native Timbisha culture.
Oh, there's the girls there?
There they are. There's Pauline and Maddie, shot from the film. And they have absolute incredible connections and memories about their childhood that
growing
are
up,
a direct connection with their ancestors, rather than having been, because they were isolated. They didn't spend much time around white people at all. They didn't know. Even Pauline and Maddie didn't. So their childhood was living in wiki-ups, and so you don't find that in other Native American cultures, because they had been displaced and had to deal more directly with European culture. Yeah.
There were, I'm sorry. There were one of the things. I mean, a lot of the brothers, and even Pauline remembers having to go to the Indian schools, which was not a really pretty thing, because they were trying to start forcing them to lose their culture, and speak only English, and
they both suffered through that. Luckily, they were able to escape most of it, and through willpower and with family. With Pauline's mother was a strong-willed person as well.
Mm-hmm. Do we have time for the trailer?
Yeah, let's look at the trailer. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Welcome to Timbisha. The name comes from the ancient Timbisha Shoshone people, whose descendants still live here today, sometimes barely surviving.
All my life, I learned by experience what the United States government, how powerful they are and what they can do to you. Where is it written up that they can, remove you? After all, we regarded ourselves as part of the land. We are indigenous to our homelands.
Yeah, they tried to get rid of us. That's why they put us in the sand. But my gosh, we're not gonna move. We'll just stick it out.
This is a story of tenacity, a story of the unrelenting struggle by a few Native American elders to save their ancient culture from the forces of greed, government suppression, and tribal apathy.
I think it's important to have people do basket work, because it's going to be lost if you don't keep it up, just like our language.
We focus on elders. Elders get birthday money every year. They all get newsletters. The elders get blankets.
Well, Pauline, he says, you got a blanket. I said, what blanket? He said, the Pendleton blanket. And that's supposed to solve the whole thing.
Once they're gone without these stories, it's gone. Who's going to be here to carry on the legacy? Who's going to be here to stand up for this community?
So that's a little bit about the
Timbisha, and a little bit about the film, right?
Yes.
Right.
So this is going to be coming to a theater near you.
Near you, if you're in Shoshone.
In Shoshone, for sure.
I mean, it
yes.
is available on Amazon.com, and we're happy about that. It's you can download it or buy it. But we're doing an event, a benefit for the Timbisha Shoshone in Death Valley, the Death Valley Village, Timbisha Village. And it is to support the Devia Project, which is a cultural project that they're in the midst of bringing up to speed. It's actually in existence, but they're working at it right now. So we wanted to be able to help get some money for them, and so the idea was that it was brought to us, and we said absolutely, by Susan Sorrells in Sorrells in Shoshone, was to have a benefit screening of the Women in the Sand at the Flower Building, right on the main drag of the town of Shoshone, and all of the money that will be donated. It's a free event, but they're asking for donations. All of that money goes to the Devia Project.
It's the Devia Project, and that means homeland.
Homeland.
And as the Timbisha are, the way that they feel about themselves is they are the Timbisha, and Timbisha is Death Valley. It's not what, you know, the white folks named it. And so it's really all a part of being in there and teaching all of these things, telling the stories within the environment of them, because they are the earth. Yeah. And so
teaching the language, because there are only a few people who speak the Timbisha language. It's a major goal, and also basket making. The baskets they make are incredible, and so Pauline and Maddie both will be involved with several others, in establishing it, as well as the aspect of the Mother Earth, teaching and working to bring that area back, because with all of the mining that took place in the 1800s and all of that, a lot of things that you don't even really know about have been changed that are incorrect, but teaching ecology through Timbisha eyes.
Yeah. Well, they're the natural ecologists, so.
So, yeah, oh, I didn't finish. It is, yes, Saturday, the 26th, January 26th, which is about a week away, at 3 o'clock. And again, it's a free screening. We'll be there for a question and answer. Not only that, but Pauline and Maddie and a couple of other members of the Timbisha tribe will be there. All of them were in the film, and hopefully they'll do a little bit of speaking too, but we'll answer questions, and please come.
There's one thing, you just reminded me of it. This one got a name.
What is that?
Pauline named him.
Yeah, I got a name. I have a Timbisha name, which is
Nangawawazi.
Yeah, Nangawawazi. And that's what I see. Yeah, I said, well, what is that, Pauline? And she said, with a snicker, she said, talks too much.
So
said, okay.
You'll see him talking on the 26th. Get there early so you can go to the museum too.
Yes, the museum's wonderful.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you very much
fun.
for coming.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Community Viewpoint.